what's going on, guys? Junior here, Junior's Guitar Ranch. This is an update to my other video on the Boss Katana firmware update, the version 2.01 firmware, which I claim they fucked up. They took away a big piece of functionality for me with this amp because eventually I want to get into using all the presets and all the equalization and everything it offers, because it offers a lot. But I didn't want right now. In the band I'm playing in, I play a lot of clean stuff. I have some chorus, some flanger. I have some stomp boxes that I really like, and I don't need distortion on an amp when I've got a stomp box that I really like, and it's really easy to use. But I did want to use the lead, the crunch, the brown channel, without going through a whole lot of crap to get it to work, you know. But anyways, when they updated that firmware, it fucked this whole thing up for me. It totally did, and I posted a video on it, and people ripping me up. They're like, "You're stupid, you don't know what you're talking about, you know, you didn't do your homework." I did my homework. I had the amp, I had it working, and then when I updated it, the functionality of the way I had it set up was taken away, and it is a mistake. And I'm going to prove it right now in this video that it was a mistake, because now a viewer had found, or we'll go back to this. This is what really kind of pissed me off. When I was talking to Roland on the phone, they said, you know, he's like, "Oh, that's the way it is. We've tested it. We're trying to help you through your problem." He's like, "We've tested it out. It's fine. There's no problem with version 2.01. I was like, "Can you give me the old version then? Because I like that. It was working." He's like, "No, we delete every version before that." And I was like, "Bullshit. I'll call bullshit on you right now. No company, especially a company the size of Roland, deletes fucking firmware because they got a newer version. Hell no. Doesn't happen." And so somebody posted in the comments that, "Hey, I found this through Google search," which I didn't even think to search for it. And he found version 1.02. So it might not be the exact previous version, but it got me back to the functionality I had and I liked. And to me, and you know, I still could be wrong, but to me, it proves that they fucked up version 2.01. Because why would you have an amp that you can't go from a clean to a preset to the brown to the effects and then go back to the panel to a completely clean signal without all the effects turning on? It didn't make sense, because here's what everybody said. They're like, "Well, when you go to panel, that's what it means. Panel. If the knobs are on, then the fucking effect's going to be on." Right? Read the comments of my old video. And I'm like, "You're missing one thing. I turn the effects off with the foot switch. Therefore, that is flashed into the flash memory. So when you go back to panel, it goes back to clean. It goes back to no fucking effects, even though the knob is still on." That's what everybody missed. I'm using the foot switch, and the flash memory, it remembers that I turned that effect off, or that's the way the amp started. That's the state it started in. You turn those off. And this video is going to prove it. So check this out. It's a little long, as usual, on my videos. But check it out. Comment on it. Share it. You know, whatever you want. Let's hope Roland Boss updates that firmware to get it back to where the functions like this. You know, they probably did it when they did that A-B switch, trying to get 8 channels out of it, and you hold the panel button. That's probably where they fucked up. And I'm sure they can fix it. I hope they do. If not, I'll just stay with this version, even though I'm selling this amp, because I'm tired of it. It's not, the sound's okay. It's not the greatest amp I've ever had. You know, I think it's just a lot of hype. Is all internet hype is what this amp is. It's not the greatest sounding thing in the world. It's a good amp, but for $600, you can get a lot better. So, anyways, check this out and post in the comments what you think of this video, and I'll see you on the next one. And you know, you can see over here it's on clean. I'm on panel here. I got the knobs are on, okay? So we'd play, and then, you know, I need a little flanger or something, and I'm not going to play my guitar. You can see it lights up, you know, and have a song. I have one song, I use chorus, and I use a little reverb. You know, still playing clean, no problem. Turn them back off, next tune. And that was about it. But again, this panel light was never on. So now if I want to go to like channel 1 where I have some distortion set up, I'd go ahead and turn the effects off. I'd have to step on the panel, or no, maybe the panel came on when I turned the effects off. I can't remember. But anyways, then I go to channel 1, you know, jam out, got a little distortion on there, little EQ and stuff. But you can see I have no effects on. And I thought maybe that was the issue, that all the presets that they gave us in this version 2 all had effects with, you know, some distortion or whatever. But anyways, so I got channel 1 on. Now the only way to turn this off is to hit the panel button. If you hit the effects button, you can see channel 1 is still on, so you can start adding your effects, right? But you can still see channel 1 is lit. So we'll go back to where we were. Channel 1's on. Channel 1's on here. All right, I'm jamming, I'm doing a song. That song's over. I want to go back to my clean, so the only way to get rid of this channel 1 is to go back to panel. Now when I hit panel, watch it light up the effects. It defaults back automatically to all effects turned on, which is, it's not a huge deal for me, but if I have a song where I have to go from the distortion back to clean, I don't want to have to program another frickin' channel for that. I just want to use the clean sound of the amp. You know, everybody likes it. Alright, here we go. We are on version 1.02. I'm going to power the amp up. I'm going to turn the master down, so I'm not going to play anything. So I power the amp up. You can see there, this is the way it, you know, it was working before version, that version 2.01. You can see it powers up. It's in clean mode. The effects default on. I'm on the panel. And this is what, you know, I had a handle on this when I go to band practice or a gig. I just hit the effects. I just turn them all off. Right? Knobs are still on. Effects off. Panel clean. Right? No problem. So, I could play away. I need a little flanger. Turn the flanger on. Turn it off. Need a little delay. Need a little chorus. Whatever. You know, I had it set up. I need a little reverb. Still on clean, jam along. But I wanted to use the channels. I wanted to use the amp more than what I was. So this is the way I had it set up before. Now I could go back to panel mode. And you can see nothing's on. Knobs are still on. This is where everybody got all fucking whiny because the knobs, if they're on. I'm on clean. Now I got channel 1 goes to crunch. You can see channel 1. No effects. I'm on crunchy mode. Go up here, I'm on lead mode. Go up here, we're on the coveted fucking brown mode. Back here, but what you could do, and this is on the version 1.02 or the prior to their update, is when you're on crunch, then you could hit the effects, and I could add my flanger, I could add some chorus, I can add some reverb, alright? You can see I'm on crunch. Now it gets a little tricky because if you go back to panel, it shows you're on channel 1. Your effects are still on. Okay, so that's where it gets a little tricky. You have to turn these back off. Okay, go back to panel. Turn this off, and the amp goes back to clean. Okay. That's where they fucked up this version 2.01. Is anytime you went back to the panel, those fucking lights, all three, back on, you had no control. So I can do it again. Let's go up to the old brown here. Right, I'm on the brown. Hey, I want to put on a little flanger. Right, got my flanger going. I can go back to panel. I'm going to turn the brown off and go back to clean. There you go. The flash memory remembers that clean panel, no effects are on. And that's where they fucked up. How can you have an amp that can't go back to a completely clean channel without going back? What are you going to run to the back of the stage to the drum riser and turn all your fucking knobs off? No. This is the way it's supposed to work right here. That proves that they fucked up the version 2 firmware right there. This functionality right here is great. There's no fucking around with the software. Nothing. Okay? I just went to the brown. You know, I dialed it to brown. I held down the frickin' channel 3 button. Boom, I have it. You want to tweak that brown a little bit here? Tweak it here on these knobs. Hold that button down. Boom, you got it. Yeah, if you want to go in the software and really update it, get some EQ in there, get some compressor going, whatever, you can. I don't want to fuck around with that shit. I just want an amp where I can plug in. I can have the nice amp types they've built into the thing. They have a nice clean sound. You know, they have some decent effects. Easy to set up. But no, they had to fuck it all up and said, no, we didn't do anything. But there you go, right there. I'm on the lead. I got some, on the lead. Get my effects. Get my reverb going. Right? You want to go back to panel. Turn it off. Boom. Clean. Effects off. You're back to a completely clean signal. So, hope you guys get what I was going at now. I hope Boss and Katana rolling. They fucking update this firmware because I love the features of the delay and reverb. You know, you had more stuff. You had 8 channels instead of 4. I love that. But they just fucked this up and overlooked it. So, alright, there you go, guys. You can see right there. I had a very simple setup. The amp's on clean, using the panel, which is the way I use it in my band. I had some chorus, I had some flanger, I had some reverb, I had some delay. So I turned those effects on my clean channel. And then I used stomp boxes because I have stomp boxes I like that were distortion and fuzz. And then I could use the effects on those. But I wanted to get further into the channels. But I couldn't with that stupid fucking update. But now you can see a very simple. Channel 1 is the crunch, channel 2 is the lead, channel 3 is the brown. Go back to panel, the amp goes back to clean, the effects stay off. Or they stay on if you leave them on. In my case, I like to go back to clean with no effects on. So, there you go. Boss Katana version, firmware version 2.01 is just a fuck up. They fucked it up. And I guess I'll just stick with this, but if you're in my area, my local area, that Katana is now for sale. I've had enough with it. I'm going with a different amp. You know, it sounds pretty good. It's a month old, so if you're in my area, email me. You have to come pick it up. I'm not shipping it. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you on the next one.